having an interesting conversation around paid ads for fashion e-commerce. My name is Laoye Curtis, and I'm your plug to doing 7 figures, 8 figures, and 9 figures in your fashion business if you are up to the task. If your dream is big enough and you need somebody to give you the push and the support, then you should be talking to me. You're welcome once again, and I'm going to be continuing the conversation. I started up in my previous recording of the podcast series on paid ads for fashion e-commerce, which is also part of the e-commerce for fashion ecosystem, okay? And there I talked about having an online store to direct people to, as well as sales pages that you can direct people to get full information about your product before they head on to your online store. If you can't have a sales page, you can still direct people to your online store, as long as your online store has got the 3 elements that are very important. One of them is being able to display your products from multiple angles so that your customers can picture themselves, wearing your products from different perspectives, as well as receive international payments. You don't just want to be collecting money from customers within your immediate community in your country. You want to make international sales, because a product you would sell, say for example, for 6,000 naira in Nigeria, you can actually sell for $50 in the US. A product you're selling for 50K in Nigeria, you can actually sell for $300 in the US. When you look at the exchange rates, that goes with this, we're talking about hundreds of thousands when you look at the exchange rate at this present dispensation. So you also need your online store to do what? Gather contacts of web visitors. You don't want invisible visitors. You want to gather their contacts so you can follow them up in your lead management system, which is expected in your enterprise resource planning software, or whatever means by which you manage the contacts and databases of your customers. That said, let's push ahead. Now, I'm going to be talking about another interesting aspect of paid ads for fashion e-commerce, which works directly with having an online store, and that is you need ads platforms. That means you need a platform for you to run ads that direct people to your online store. Now, there are 2 angles to this. One of them is using human-based platforms, or using app-based platforms. Okay, so we're talking about 2 platforms: human-based and app-based. Now, when we talk about human-based platforms, you need to understand that nowadays there are people who have mastered different platforms, online and offline, creating content and entertaining people, educating people, gathering large followers, whom you can go after. Pay them to promote your content on their platforms. We call them influencers. The rise of influencer marketing is directly tied to the rise of social media. So on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, across all of these platforms, including WhatsApp nowadays, and latest that just joined the train, Telegram, you can actually pay people who have followers by the hundreds, by the thousands, by the tens of thousands, by the hundreds of thousands, and the millions to promote your products. When they promote your product, they also promote a link for people to access your product. For some, it may be your contact that they're going to share. When they share your contact with their followers, and the followers contact you, say, for example, on WhatsApp, you can then redirect them to your online stores and continue the conversation with them. Okay? You can do that. I once paid someone on Facebook today a post. Within 1.5 hours, the post garnered 1,500 likes and a lot of comments, a lot of clicks. My big regret in that ad campaign was that I directed them straight to my online store. I should have directed them to my WhatsApp. so that I could capture their contact, then send them the link to my online store. So in case they don't buy, I can follow up on them, with messages afterwards. Now, that is why I said there's the human-based platforms to use, and there is the online, the app-based platform. So for the human-based platforms, we're talking essentially about influencers. Now, when we talk about influencers, you need to cut your, how do you say that? You need to cut your clothes according to your, you need to cut your clothes according to your size or whatever. What I'm trying to say is that you need to work with what you have. You can't just wake up overnight and decide that, hey, I'm going to reach out to an influencer that has 500,000 followers on Instagram and then request for them to promote my product. If you reach out to them and they tell you have to pay 200K for them to post just one of your adverts on their Instagram page, can you manage it? Oh, your average income in a month is about 200K and they're asking you to pay 200K for one ad. Can you risk that? So you need to work with what works for you. What I've noticed is that Instagram, accounts or TikTok accounts or YouTube accounts that have, 10,000 or below followers, they are great places for you to get started because they will not likely charge you a premium. They may charge you within their budget, especially when you notice that they have a high engagement rate in terms of comments that go on the page and their likes and all. So you don't just fall for the fad of, oh, they have a big, they've got a big, followership. And as a result, it means that anything they post will sell. No, it doesn't always work like that. You need to do what? Due diligence by researching. Check out their TikTok pages, their Instagram pages, their YouTube channels. See what are the likes like? What are the comments like? What's the engagement rate on this platform? That would help you to have a realistic view of how active their followers are, towards their content. So that's about that. Now, when we talk about app-based, now we're talking about using apps to run paid ads. Okay? When we talk about using apps to run paid ads, there are several that you can look at, but I'm going to be focusing on Ads Manager. Okay? Ads Manager. That's Facebook Ads Manager. Yeah, I hope they've not changed the name. Or Facebook Ads Manager. You can access it on mobile. You can access it on computer. Okay, it's been changed to Meta Business Manager. That is META, Meta Business Manager. That's the parent company of Facebook now. So with that Meta Business Manager, you are able to run adverts to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. You can choose to save your ads. That means you choose that your ads should be shown on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. I mean, it may eat into your pockets in terms of funds, but that's up to you. Okay, that's up to you. Yeah. Or you could decide that you want to focus your first campaign on Facebook and your second campaign on Instagram. Now, the interesting thing about using Ads Manager and running ads is this: you don't always know which of your ads will work well. So there are tools on these apps like Meta Ads Manager, right? That you can use to do A or B testing. A or B testing simply means you want to run the same ads, you decide to use an image in one, video in another to test in order to know what works. So these are some of the things that you need to consider when you're running ads. Now, you can run the Meta Ads Manager on your mobile device, or you can run it on computer. From what I've learned, I paid for courses on Facebook adverts and Instagram ads to learn how to run these things effectively. One of the things I discovered across board from all of the courses creators that I paid for their trainings there is a high preference for ads that are run on computer because there are many options. For example, on computer, you can, when we say computer, we're talking about your laptops, or your desktops. You can actually create lookalike audiences. What this means is that if you've created an audience already for your advert, you can then tell Facebook, okay, to look for people that look like your first audience that you created. Now, one thing I learned from running paid ads in my own time, I've run a few, is that you need to run your ads for at least, say, 3 days to 4 days. For the Facebook robot, artificial intelligence robot, AI, to pick on data that relates to those that have been responding to your adverts. After 3 days, Facebook artificial intelligence, okay, the bots, which we also call Facebook algorithm, will identify the interest, the age range, the sex, the locations, okay, of the people, the devices, and other details of the people that respond to your ads the most, the people that click the ads, the people that comment on the ads, and whatnot. And with that, the algorithm will now start looking for more of those kind of people if you run your adverts beyond 5 days. That's one interesting thing about running paid ads. Now, do not go for the fact that, someone can run ads for you and it will deliver tremendous results. Nanda. I paid someone just 20K for lead generation. Lead generation simply means adverts that, people will see your post on Facebook or in Instagram. They click a link and it will redirect them to your WhatsApp number or to your WhatsApp number. I was supposed to do such an ad. The person I paid, a supposedly big company based in Abuja, rather than running the advert to redirect people to my WhatsApp line, they ran adverts to direct people straight to my seller store. That is my online store on seller. I got over 1,000 clicks. We did not make any sale. In the same time that they ran that advert, I got about 16 people to pay 50K through organic ads. What that means is that the organic promotions I did without doing any form of paid ads, posting to my WhatsApp groups, sending out broadcasts, posting on Facebook and Facebook groups, inviting people to have a conversation with me, generated at least 16 people that paid 50K. I'm being conservative with the numbers, actually, but that's just the reality. Whereas the one I paid 20K did not deliver anything, and it ran for 7 days, and I got thousands of contacts. So I called the gentleman and said, "You did not do what I requested." "Oh, no problem. This is the lesson. Why don't we redirect people straight to my WhatsApp?" And it was like, "Oh, you got to pay. Okay, send money to my account." I'm like, "Okay, do I still send 20K to you?" I said, No. That was a promo price. You need to pay 65,000 this time around." And for me, I was like, to hell with you, because I can run these ads myself. Yes, I train my staff to run ads because we want to kick off like an ads management company to help fashion entrepreneurs run effective ads. However, I'm short on time. We are so booked up, we work. Why don't I outsource that bit? And yet they can't deliver. So don't fall for the fact where you see people posting online and sharing so many testimonials of customers that are so excited about the results they got from them. The truth of the matter is, it may be only 3 out of 10 customers that come their way that deliver results. So this is why it is necessary for you to also learn how to run ads. Against the days when you realize that your budget cannot afford, the big fees that some ads, company are charging to help you generate leads, amongst others. So, ads manager, the Facebook ads manager, which is now called the Meta ad manager, is a very, very powerful tool to help you do what? to run your ads on mobile or computers. If you don't have a laptop, does that mean you should give up on your dream? Hell no. Hell no. I mean, I started running my ads um with my mobile device back in 2017 and early 2018. Then towards the end of 2018, I got a new laptop. Okay, and rather than run ads afterwards, I just went on a spree, a learning spree, paying 150K. I mean, one of the people I bought from, Laoye Curtis, I bought a 150K course there. I bought 20K course here, and I've been buying them because I want to learn. There is no one size fits all formula for selling. Yeah, I'm sharing this with you so that when you step out there and you want to embrace art, you don't get caught in a cleft. Because you will learn. You will make mistakes, you will learn, and then continue. Be that as it may, one good tool that you would see on Facebook Ads Manager, also known as Meta Ad Manager, is Facebook Pixel. Facebook Pixel is a code, a programming code that can be inserted, on different platforms, especially your e-commerce stores. When you insert them in your e-commerce store setting, they allow Facebook to track the contacts of the browsers of the people that visit your online store. So next time you want to run an ad, let's say, for example, 10,000 people have visited your online store. It doesn't matter whether they buy or not. You can then run an ad campaign and you select web conversion as your objective. Then from web conversion, you are telling them, like, you can now decide, like, hey, I want to target people that visit my store. What are you doing? You are retargeting people that already know you. You're not just chasing after newcomers. I didn't learn all of this because I paid for courses to learn them. Okay, so the last one I'm going to be sharing on this score is one of the experiences I had, which is that when you run ads most times and you're able to generate sales, please do not consider the sales you generate as the end of the business. Your ads are meant to help you gather contacts that you can follow up on later. So I've spent 17 minutes already. Oh my, I need to put this stuff here. So guys, watch out for the next recording, the next podcast, where I'll be talking about advertising skills that you need. I've touched on this before. I'm going to break it down further. Okay? Thank you. My name is Laoye Curtis. If you want to talk to me on WhatsApp, my number is +234 9052137213. I look forward to hearing from you. That would be all for now. Bye.